All right. It is 6:30. I'm going to kick this meeting off and welcome you all to Professionally Speaking meeting and read the mission statement to get started. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. At our first meetings of the month, we focus on extended evaluations for each of our speakers. On our second meeting of the month, which is this one, we do different things and stretch our skills and try new things, and that's what we are doing tonight. Well, please help me welcome our club president, Hazel Booth.
One and all, thank you for joining us this evening. It promises to be interesting, and some of us think it could be fun. So we come to debate, and I would just like to welcome our guests. I did not see the full gamut because I'm not looking at it. Let me see if I can get a better view of who we got here tonight. We haven't seen Vivian in a while. It's lovely to have you back with us. Thank you so much. Hello. Wonderful to have you again too. Lawrence, I don't think I've met you before. Would you like to tell us where you're from and what brings you to Professionally Speaking this evening?
All right, thank you so much. I'm joining from Nigeria, precisely from Port Harcourt City. I moved down to Port Harcourt City yesterday, so I'm joining from Port Harcourt today. I'm somewhat delighted to be at Professionally Speaking Toastmasters Club. In my own goals and my own mission to develop and learn more and grow so that I can become a better speaker and also a better communicator. See, that's why I'm here. Thank you so much.
Wise choice. You came to the right place. We're so grateful that you came. Hope you enjoy the evening. Andrew, I don't believe I've met you before. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us what brought you to Professionally Speaking and from how far away?
Well, my name is Andrew. I've actually been a Toastmaster for the past 11 years. I came here on the invite of Abhijit. We have a mutual friend in Toastmasters as well. I'm in San Jose, so not that far. I was invited because I was told that there will be some debates here today. And as the member of the only speech and debate Toastmasters Club here in Silicon Valley, and one of only 6 in the North American continent, I might as well just come in and join and see what it's all about.
Well, we have some open opportunities for you to participate in the debates, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hey. Dipti, I don't think I've met you before. Your camera's not on. Do you have a minute to say hello to us?
Hi, is it for me?
Yes, please.
Oh, hi. Yes, I come 12.5 hours away from where you meet. I am from Chennai. It's essentially Lindy's professionalism and going beyond and, concern and getting someone like me to get interested in what I love doing is what has brought me here. I loved every meeting I've attended here. Look forward to more such meetings. Thank you.
Well, and you're one of our newest members too, Thomas. We are so grateful you're here. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Without further ado, I would like to pass the meeting to our Toastmaster of the evening, Abhijit Joshi.
Thank you, Elena. Hazel, we have one more guest. Her name is Dipti. You want to get her introduction also?
Yes, I called on her and then we got confused and we got Thomas. Dipti, would you like to say hello to us and tell us where you're from? I apologize for overlooking you that way.
Thank you. It's great to meet all of you here. I'm from Bangladesh. I really enjoy this Toastmaster platform. So I'd love to, that's why I joined you today. Let's see how I enjoyed this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhijit.
Thank you so much. Today we have an exciting meeting planned. Today we are going to do debates. The first debate will be something we'll learn how to debate. We have an expert with us. His name is Andrew. The way we are going to do the debate is we are going to have a resolution statement. For example, and a resolution statement can be anything. Like one of our resolution statement is, should carbon tax be a reality? This will be a resolution statement, and then we will do a coin toss. Who is going to go for and who is going to go for against? Once we decide who is going for, that person will have 2 minutes to put their points in. After the 2 minutes are done, the next person has 1 minute to do the rebuttal. After that, the person who did the rebuttal will have 2 minutes to put their points in. And then it will go back to the first person. They will have 1 minute to give the rebuttal. And finally, we'll have a closing 1 minute each from both of them. Any questions regarding that?
Can you repeat the flow again, please?
Yes, let me repeat the flow. We'll first do a coin toss. The coin toss will determine who will go for and who will go for against. We'll give you 2 minutes to think so that you can put your points. That time it will maintain a silence of 2 minutes. And then the person who is for will have 2 minutes to give their points, why they are going for. Okay. After that, the next person who is going against will have 1 minute to give their rebuttal for 1 minute. And then the person who is going against will have 2 minutes to put their points in. As the first person is listening, they will have 1 minute to give the rebuttal. And then we'll have the closing statement. The closing statement order will be the person who is going against will be the first one, and the person who went for will be the second one. Okay. Is it clear?
I have a question, Abhijit, which
Yes.
is about, which is about the timer.
Yes.
Do you want colors or just red at the end of the 2 minutes? Or I mean, how does that happen?
For the 2 minutes, we can go green, yellow, and red. And for the 1 minute, we can just show red for the last one.
Green
and for the rebuttal, So normally for 1 to 2 minutes, we can show green at 1, a yellow at 1:30, a red at 2. And for the 1 minute section, we'll just show a red directly at 1. Okay. Any questions? Aaron and
Yes.
Andrew will be our first debaters.
Okay. I do have a question.
Please, Judy, go ahead.
So what if two of us have decided who's going to be the for and against? Do we have to flip a coin since we already chose?
Yes, we want to flip a coin because we don't want to have premeditated responses. That's why.
Okay.
Sorry.
I never would have signed up.
Aaron, you want to turn on your camera? Okay, remind you the timing. I'll remind you the timing again, Aaron. We'll first do a coin toss that will determine who is going to go first for, and the person who is going for will have 2 minutes to put in their points, why they are for. And then it will go to the next person who is going against, they'll have 1 minute for the rebuttal. After the 1 minute of rebuttal, you will have, it's like the person who is going against will have 2 minutes to give why they're against it. And after that, the other person will have 1 minute for the rebuttal, and then we'll do a 1 minute closing. Okay. Aaron, is that clear? Perfect. Okay, Aaron and Andrew, are you guys ready? We'll do a coin toss. I'll give you the resolution statement first so that you have some idea. The resolution statement is carbon tax should be a reality. Carbon tax should be a reality. I have a coin which has a heads on one side and tails on the other side. Who would like to call? Aaron or Andrew? Aaron, what is it?
I'll call
Heads.
heads.
It's tails. So Aaron, what do you want to do? Do you want to go for or do you want to go for against?
For.
I think we just lost Abhijit temporarily. So Madam Timer, can you give us 2 minutes on the clock for our two debaters to prepare? And gentlemen, I'm putting will be the timer on the screen so that you can see easily.
Sorry, my laptop connection lost. So,
I had them start the 2 minutes, Abhijit, so they're preparing.
okay, perfect. Sounds great.
That's 2 minutes.
The person who is going for will go first.
Sorry, quick question. I thought that Aaron was for.
That was my understanding, yes.
So go,
Okay.
Aaron, you can go first.
Ah, timer's ready. Okay.
The timer
We
is ready.
came here today to discuss the resolution as to whether a carbon tax should be enacted. There's three main reasons why the best way to approach reducing carbon in our economy is to do it through the power of a carbon tax. The first is the power of the market. We've seen environments when alcohol was banned. What was the result? prohibitions, speakeasies, people finding ways to continue consuming alcohol. We've seen environments where tobacco was tried to be banned. Don't let kids get access to it. You're not allowed to buy it under the age of 18. Teenagers still smoke all the time. But when we put taxes on alcohol and taxes on cigarettes that just made it more expensive, what did we find? Much less use of alcohol and cigarettes by teenagers who are broke. We find that taxes have an ability to change people's behavior even beyond things like bans and incarceration, because it's just a reality that you have to deal with the taxes, and it's not worth someone setting up an elaborate criminal enterprise just to avoid that tax. The second is it avoids the tyranny and central planning errors that you get. Right now, we see all kinds of efforts to make green buildings and divest from companies that are having too much carbon. But all of these things incentivize companies that are already doing well to do well. People aren't going to shift to a company that has using slightly less coal. They invest in companies that do wind and solar. By putting it as a carbon tax, the people who feel that pain the most are the people who produce the most carbon. So they are the ones who have the greatest incentive to actually change, rather than some central planner trying to decide, here's the things that we're going to do in our economy to reduce taxes. We simply say, there's a cost to it. Go figure out how to be more efficient and save more money. And the last is it puts the pressure where the problem is. You want the people who pollute most to be the ones who are making the changes to be able to pollute less. Thank you.
We'll now go to Andrew, and it's all.
How long do I have?
2 minutes.
1 minute?
2 minutes. Oh, 1 minute. 1 minute for rebuttal.
Let me just go down the line and address all of my opponent's points. He starts off by stating the power of the market determines whether or not, carbon tax should be enacted or not. He presents cigarettes as an example. Okay, alcohol. However, people are still drinking alcohol illegally or underaged anyway. And then he brings up drugs, especially those that are taxed. Unfortunately, when one drug is taxed, other illegal drugs are just brought into the market, and hey, the cycle continues. Tyranny is avoided and companies are incentivized to change. Well, Apple is a very green company, but they still use lithium, which is, and all those heavy metals that go into our batteries, which pollute the environment anyway. So unfortunately, the carbon tax is nullified on a practical scale. And and he brings up pressures allowed is on those who pollute the most. Again, many companies that claim to be green still pollute in other ways.
Andrew, you can move on to why you are against your points. 2 minutes.
Okay. The resolution states that carbon tax should be a reality. However, however, the United States and other countries, such as many of those in Europe, do have a carbon tax. However, their effectiveness has been a little bit questionable. And unfortunately, you will have no choice but to vote against this resolution. Why, you should ask? Well, let me go down the line. Number one, where does the tax dollars go? Number two, what industries get to be taxed? And number three, certain things that you would think wouldn't pollute the environment are being used by many companies around the world. Number one, where do the tax dollars go? In the European Union, hey, it's great. There's a carbon tax, but where does the money go towards? Social services, the military-industrial complex. Nobody quite knows, and it's very, it's very muddled, and therefore, you have to ask, where does my tax money go to? Number two, what industries get taxed? Obviously, automobile and computer manufacturers are an obvious target. However, which reaches to my third point, many of these companies, such as Apple, claim to, be very green and claim to be very supportive of the environment. However, if you look at, for example, lithium-ion batteries, they use a lot of heavy metals, and there was an expose that came out a few months ago and exposed that many of these companies are still polluting the earth at a rate in which offsets any carbon tax that is enacted on them anyway. And so, again, carbon tax are just completely, they're not exactly useless, but their effects are nullified given these three facts. Please vote for the negative.
Thank you so much, Andrew. We'll now go for the closing statement by Aaron. Aaron, it's all you.
No, there's a rebutting the, Aaron
Oh,
gets
yeah.
to rebut the.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
My friend presented us with logistical challenge. The first was, where do the taxes go? As we all know, there's this annoying problem when government just has too much money and nobody wants to see their personal taxes cut from the fact that there was too much money. The fact of the matter is there are negative externalities. We live in a country where there's government-funded healthcare. People have worth healthcare because of the carbon problems. That's where the tax money can go to offset the actual harm that is being done. We live in a country with things like FEMA, where we subsidize major storms. Where does the money go? It goes to subsidizing it. We use the money that we tax out of the carbon to be able to mitigate the damage that comes from the fact that these people are emitting carbon. The goal is to take something that has massive negative externalities and the taxes that can have massive positive externalities and get them to neutralize. And if the positive externalities of how you spend the taxes aren't worth enough to offset the carbon, then you need to tax more. Second, he talks about the logistics. Who do you tax? Anyone who takes carbon out of the ground, that's who you tax. Anyone who captures it and seals it away, that's who you give the credits. We don't need to trace the carbon through the entire economy. We just need to tax it at the places where the change is happening. Thank you.
We'll now move on to the closing statement. Aaron, you can go first.
Actually, I believe it's me.
Okay, go ahead,
Yep.
Andrew.
Yep. Okay. Again, just to sum everything up, carbon tax should not be a reality. Again, it's already been proven that carbon taxes currently do not have an effect on basically saving the environment, which is the original goal of carbon tax, or as my opponent calls it, to neutralize the effects that companies have on the environment. Number one, tax dollars do not go where they are intended. Again, governments don't have a lot of money. They just are not very efficient on where the money goes. Number two, what industries? Again, smartphones, smart cars, they use a lot of heavy metals in their assembly, which again, the extraction is very polluting to the earth, which gets to my third point. A lot of these heavy metals are still polluting the earth, just not in first world countries like in the United States. Again, carbon taxes, although well-intended, are just not doing the job that people want them to do. Please vote for the negative.
Aaron, your summary?
We live in a society with two great forces. We have capitalism on one hand and democracy on the other. Capitalism enables some people to make great amounts of wealth by causing negative externalities to other people. They get the gains, somebody else pays the price. But we also live in a democracy, so we have the ability to place taxes on things with negative externalities. We should use taxes to recover the damage that is done by carbon-emitting industries and offset that by fixing those problems and mitigating those errors. We do not live in a totally unfettered, unregulated capitalistic society. We live in a capitalistic democracy. We need to use the power of taxes in order to guarantee that we can continue having the freedom to make the choices we want to make in the market while not getting our gains at the expense of others. A carbon tax is our best bet to mitigate the negative externalities from the carbon extractive industries. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erin. Everyone, please give them a big hand. And please vote for the best debater and give your votes to Lindy. Send your votes in private chat to Lindy. We'll give 30 seconds for everyone to give their votes. And then we'll move on to Q&A section. If anyone has any questions regarding the debate. Timer, please give me 30 seconds.
That's 30 seconds.
Thank you so much, Hazel. Before we move on to the next debate, does anyone have any questions?
Well, it was pretty lovely to have two skilled debaters demo for us. Thank you. Don't
I
laugh
can-
at us when
I
you see us
report-
move on.
While the vote was close, Aaron won.
We'll now move on to our second debate. Our resolution statement for second debate is social media has improved human communication. Social media has improved human communication. We'll now go for a vote for a coin toss. Judy, what do you want? Heads or tails?
Tails.
You got tails. What do you want to do?
I want the negative side, the against the resolution.
Okay. Linda will be doing it for.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have
Are you ready?
2 minutes
2
for you
minutes?
guys to prepare your points and then we'll get started. 2 minutes starts now.
Let me check. Did the timer go away in the screen? I can't find her now.
I'm still here.
Okay, there you are. I'm sorry. Got it. I should change your name.
Maybe I should put my hand up, see if I can figure out how to do that. Huh?
Now your name is timer.
You can use the keyboard shortcut Alt+Y.
There's still 30 seconds, but you don't look like you're preparing. Are you done? All right, we'll just truncate this then, okay? I think LBG might have frozen and fallen off, but we can start the 2 minutes now. So we're starting with the person who swore. That's Linda, right? So I'm gonna give
Yes.
you 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. It's a clear fact that social media has helped improving human communication. Before the social media, we are only able to communicate with the people who we know in person. But with the help of LinkedIn, Twitter, and all, so WhatsApp, all these kind of social media, we can connect to people around the world. With just one click, we can send our message to thousands of people. We were not able to do that before the social media. And social media has also helped us to improve the quality of our communication. We can send a message immediately to each other. Not only messages, but also pictures. With just one picture, we can make ourselves very clear and show what kind of a situation we are very simply. And it also improved the quality of our communication. The limit of 140 characters has helped us to get to the core of our communication without using redundant words and sentences. So overall speaking, it's very clear that social media has improved the human communication. We are able to get to more people. We are able to improve the quality of our communication. I think social media is the future, and it has already proved itself that because it's so popular right now. Thank you.
Well, now Judy, you have 1 minute to rebut, right?
Thank you, Linda. You made some excellent points. However, I view this differently, and there are some facts that go the other way. It's true we can connect with people immediately around the world, but are we losing our individual connections? And I believe we are, and studies have said we are. It's true that we have the immediacy of messages going everywhere, and social media has brought us that. Again, what about sitting back and thinking and having real discourse and getting the word, speaking with people, even in community? Does it have to go around the world all the time? And finally, you brought up the quality, 140 characters. Yes, it's good to get to the point. That's a very short point, however. Everyone's using abbreviations. You have to know the latest in abbreviations. So it's not always clear what you're trying to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Judy. Judy, you have now 2 minutes to share your points.
Thank you, Abhijit. In many ways, I think that social media has lessened the communication with people. It's not as effective. People are less inclined to interact in person. They're losing the ability to have deep conversations, to have emotional conversations, have these emotional relationships, because everyone's just online and you throw up a picture or whatever, but it's not meaningful all the time, especially at the personal level. I think some people have difficulty carrying on normal conversations or interacting with people in person because of their dependency on social media. For example, there are some friends I go out to dinner with, and they are always checking their email, their text, social media. And I've asked that they not do this. It's very rude, but I've asked that they not do this unless it's a work emergency. Sometimes that just happens. If a friend of mine starts to go off and look at social media and emails, I pull out my phone and I read my Kindle. And I read my Kindle until they start talking to me. And then I say, "Oh, are you done?" Okay, this is a little passive aggressive and not the best form of communication. It is, however, effective. So in conclusion, social media doesn't give us that deep connection, doesn't give us the time to put thoughts down, to write about feelings. 140 characters just doesn't cut it. And my final note is there's over information and people are expected to answer on time. And oh my God, chaos. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Judy. Linda, your rebuttal for 1 minute.
Thank you, Judy, for bringing about the deep communication in person and also distraction of social media. About the deep emotional communication with the other person, I would say that with the help of social media, we can have the kind of deep communication with the kind of people we would like to choose. Not just anyone, not just the person we have to be around with. So it provides us the opportunity, the choice. So, and then about the distraction, I think it gives us one more choice of communication. You can choose to use this one. You can choose to communicate, to talk with your friend on dining table. So it's up to you. It's in your hands. If you have a handy tool, you don't have to toss it away just because it distracts you from time to time. It's still useful. It can still help you to improve your communication.
Thank you so much, Linda. We'll now go on to our closing statements. Judy?
Thank you. In closing, I find that social media is limiting. Yes, it has many good points, but are we losing our soul? Are we losing the way we think and to share those thoughts and our processes? Are we losing that emotional connection? I don't care how much social media you do, it is not a heart connection. It just isn't. And I think a final word on that is that social media can be used for bullying and lying and gossip. And if you say something often enough, people believe it because that's what people do. And for me, because people can be racist or sexist or all the ists, anti-gay, anti-women, I think it's very dangerous for democracy that we want our democracy and integrity and honesty and openness, and we don't always get that through social media, and people believe whatever they're told. Thank you.
Linda, you're closing.
Social media has already proved that it helped improving communication. During the COVID-19, people were quarantined at home, and we were not able to communicate with people face to face. During that difficult times, it was social media that helped us to connect together and to help each other. It has already showed its power in helping communication. Of course, it has some side effects, but we are human. We are in control of our tools. We are not controlled by social media. So use it effectively. It improves human communication. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everyone, give a big hand to Linda and Judy. Please send your votes to Lindy in private chat, Judy Stein and Linda Wu. Timer, please give me 30 seconds.
That's 30 seconds.
Thank you so Lindy, can you share the votes?
It was very narrow and very close. Linda won in this case. It was very close.
You're muted, RPG.
Thank you so much. Give me 1 second. Today somehow it's too hot and my connection is not good. We'll now move on to our next debate. Our next debaters are Karen King and Elena Brenna. The resolution they are going to debate on is daylight savings time should be permanent. Daylight savings time should be permanent. We'll now do a coin toss. Elena, do you want to call the coin toss?
I'll call heads.
It's tails. Karen, what do you want to pick?
I pick heads.
Heads.
Oh,
No, no.
I mean, I picked 4. Excuse me.
That leaves Elena against.
Yes, that means I'm against.
Madam Timer, will you give us 2 minutes on the clock for them to prepare?
If you want to debate next round, message me in private chat.
That's 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Hazel. We'll now have Karen King going first. Karen?
Thank you. I just want to say that I may have been very neutral about this particular subject until I moved to the Northwest. Having lived in Tucson, Arizona, in the southern climate where the days are longer, there's more light, I would not have even tried to make a case for one way or the other. I am never concerned about whether I get an extra hour's sleep or anything like that. But what bothers me the most is whenever we have to spring forward or go backward. And I am definitely in favor of having everything one way and keeping it that way. We've had many experiments with time change and many complaints. And about 63% of every time we've gone through some type of change, 63% of the people have complained and whined and talked about all the losses and advantages. The thing that I noticed most when I moved to the Northwest was 4:30. 4:30 in the afternoon was when I was about the only time that I could get out and walk. 7 hours of daylight is what most of us get in this part of the world. And I love this country. I love the green of the trees and the blue of the water and everything. And I want to be out and enjoy it. One of the most beneficial, things that we get from walking outdoor is to walk outdoors. Not everybody can belong to a gym, and to be able to walk in daylight toward the end of the day is just an incredible privilege. And there's much beauty to behold by having that ability, much more than you would get on a treadmill in a health club. And not everybody can afford a health club.
Thank you so much, Karen. Elena, you have 1 minute for the rebuttal. Elena. Brennan.
Thank you very much, Abhijit, and thank you, Karen, for stating your case. I don't know if the owl is going on there. The owl is following me. I appreciate as well being able to walk in the daylight, Karen. You came from Arizona, where they do not actually follow along with daylight savings time. So this is a whole new experience for you, I understand. But I would ask people to consider that actually, if we had permanent daylight savings time, it would be dark even earlier up here in the dark Northwest. So that is one thing to definitely consider. It would be getting dark earlier. Your 4:30 dark would be like 5:30 dark in the winter. So there's that to consider. And that would be the first thing I would ask folks to consider. Back. And now I get to make my case.
That's right.
Thank you. So I urge a vote in the negative for daylight savings time should be permanent. I urge against it because we need to switch back to the normal time in order to get into the rhythm of the season and to have enough usable daylight hours in the winter. Not be stumbling around in the dark at 3:30 in the afternoon, 4:30 in the afternoon. Also, I would say that the switch from daylight savings to normal time actually is a good exercise for our brains to remember that fall back and spring forward. It's helpful, and we need all the help we can get to exercise our brains these days, especially in the dark winter. So we're preparing for that. And also, this is a question that has to go in this country before Congress in order to change the entire country's time. Congress can't even run itself these days, and you can't really expect them to take up this question and change us to daylight savings time, or to stop making the switch, or to make daylight savings time permanent. You really can't expect that to happen. So I urge for this question that we vote against making daylight savings time permanent.
Thank you so much, Elena. Karen, your rebuttal.
Well, it was just like this when I took economics. I never could figure out when one thing goes up, another thing goes down, and then something else goes in another direction. To me, any type of time change is confusing. And there are statistics that show that any time that we have done this, it has created more accidents on the road, more people having problems with depression, and, you know, just the idea of changing so much is hard on people's circadian rhythms, that everything gets turned around. And it, for me personally, it takes me approximately 2 to 3 weeks to adjust to a time change. And it's not about the daylight. It's not about anything else. My circadian rhythms are confused. And there are psychiatrists and people in the medical profession who can say that there are more heart attacks because of time changing. And whatever we do, I would like to see us do one time and stick to it year round. I'm from Arizona.
Elena, you're closing.
Well, I still believe that daylight savings should not be made permanent. One reason I've already stated, let's not mess with the amount of light that we're getting in the winter. Let's get as much as we can during our working hours. And the other is that, granted, some of us will have trouble with the time change, but we all do adjust after a few days for the most part. I'm more in favor of having more light to work with rather than having a permanent daylight savings time that would just create, for me, a darker winter.
Thank you so much, Elena and Karen. Everyone, please send your votes to Lindy in private chat. Karen was for and Elena was for against. Timer, please give me 30 seconds. We'll now move on to our... Lindy, can you announce the votes?
It was again close. Elena is the winner. Congratulations, Elena.
Thank you, Elena. Our next topic. I'm going to move to humorous topics. Daily showering is a must. And our next debaters are Jamal, George, and Lawrence. Our next debaters are Jamal, George, and Lawrence. Lawrence, are you ready to call in the coin toss? Is it heads or a tails?
Okay.
Lawrence, is it heads or a tails?
Your heads.
Lawrence,
Heads.
can you come on camera, please?
It's tails. So Jamal, you have a chance to pick what do you want to do. Daily showering is a must. Are you for or are you against?
Against.
Against. We'll have 2 minutes. Lawrence, you will be going first. You are for daily showering is a must.
They have 2 minutes to prepare, correct?
Yes.
That's 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Hazel. Andrew, Lawrence, sorry. Lawrence, can you turn on your camera? You are going first and you are for. Daily showering is a must. Lawrence. Lawrence, you want to turn on your camera?
It's possible he may be having connectivity issues.
Yes. Exactly like you. What we can do is, who would like to take that? Can you take it?
Would someone like to jump in and argue in favor of showering every day?
I could do it.
That was, say your name so I can find you.
Andrew.
I'm sorry.
So it was 4, right?
Yes.
And the resolution is showering is
Daily
I'm sorry, go
showering
ahead.
is a must.
Okay. All right. Just let me know when I can start.
You can start.
Ladies and gentlemen, the resolution states that daily showering is a must. Well, of course, it has to be a must. And some of you are asking why, of course. Well, all I have to do is point to human history and point out when daily showering was not a must and the folly that came afterward. Number 1, During the Middle Ages, it was quite common for people in Europe anyway, it was quite common for people to not shower at all. The most that people showered was maybe once a year, and that was seen as a no-no because apparently it would wash away God's grace or something along those lines. Well, I only have 2 words for that, and that is Black Death. That being said, that is the first point. Number 2, you look at cultures in which emphasize cleanliness. Like, for example, believe it or not, the Vikings, also in Europe, advocate cleanliness and daily, or at least every other day, washes. And they did not suffer as many of the ailments that fell many of their mainland European cousins. You can even look at many of the other cultures on Earth that emphasize cleanliness. Some cultures, like, for example, the Chinese, the Indian, even the Moors / basically the Muslims from North Africa, they emphasize cleanliness on a daily or at least a quasi-daily schedule. You'll find that many of the daily ailments, for example, diseases and or diseases that would befall the civilizations that did not emphasize cleanliness, you'll find that they fared pretty well. So again, which leads us to the present day, daily showering is a must because of it will get rid of diseases and keep our bodies clean. Please vote for the affirmative.
We'll now move on to Jamal. Jamal, rebuttal from you.
Andrew, thank you for those great points. Polly, smell from not showering daily. I can shower, but then still smell. You know, if I have eaten something gassy, I can still smell. So you really don't need to shower every day. It could be the smell. To take care of the smell, there are different ways of taking care of smell. You know, there are incenses to take care of it. And then your next point about cleanliness. Not a daily shower, you really don't need. It depends what kind of work you're doing. If you are rolling in the mud like a pig, well, it depends if the person who you're living with, you know, likes that mud stained body. If not, then, you know, there are many, when it comes to cleanliness, other than most people don't roll in mud. So when it comes to cleanliness, there are other ways of doing it. You really don't need daily shower.
Jamal, thank you so much. Jamal, your 2 minutes now. Why are you against it?
I am against daily shower because guess what? On an average, we take about 8 minutes to take a shower. And in 1 minute, 2.5 gallons of water is pumped out of that shower head. So that means a typical shower takes 16 gallons of water. So in US, about 1 trillion gallons of water is wasted in the name of shower. I am against daily shower. For most of us, don't have that sweaty kind of job where we are sweating a lot and or rolling in the mud or that kind of a situation. So I believe in multiple showers a week, but you don't have to take daily showers. And the reason being, it gets cold here in the US, especially during winter. Nothing is going to happen if I don't take a shower. I just have to change my clothes and I should be good to go. So, and another thing I want to share with you is the dry skin. So it's easy to get dry skin, especially my son has eczema. So he gets dry skin. So there are times that, you know, we really don't want to give him daily shower or put him underwater for a very long time. And the third thing I want to talk about is healthy bacteria. we all are coated with a healthy dose of bacteria, and we don't want to wash it away with daily shower.
Thank you so much, Jamal. We'll now go, Andrew, your rebuttal.
My opponent started off by saying that average shower is 8 minutes long and will consume about 16 gallons of water per shower. So her solution to the problem is to not shower at all. I'm sure many of us enjoy showering for benefits other than cleanliness. She goes on to state about not all of us are rolling in the mud and sweating a lot. I have one word for that, and that's called summer. And in fact, I have another counterpoint. What about those of us who live in very hot and humid environments in the world? We might be in an office, but we're still sweating a lot. She goes on to say that we don't need daily showers, just multiple showers per week. Again, for those of us who live in a hot and humid climate, we need daily showers. She goes on to talk about winters. Well, yes, it's still cold, but you still have critters, insects to worry about. So, and the skin still gets dirty. So, showers. And number 5, she brings up eczema. Again, the cause of eczema is not showers. In fact, showers are known to help with eczema. Please vote for the affirmative.
Thank you, Andrew. Jamal, you're closing.
I am against daily shower because today, in this fast-paced instant gratification world, I have anti-deodorant, antiperspirant. I have those dry shampoos. I don't need to waste 8 minutes in the shower every day, and I can still smell good, look clean, and save that 8 minutes, 2 gallons of water, and California is going to thank me because I am contributing to no drought in California by not taking a shower every day. I vote for no shower every day. You don't need to take a shower. You still will smell good.
Andrew, you're closing.
Someone please let my opponent know that the drought is officially over so you can shower as long as you can. Let me just go over my points. Again, daily showers are much needed. Again, you can use as much deodorant as much as you can, but tell that to the Europeans that are no longer alive during the 13th century, and well, they're dead. And last but not least, number 2, speaking about cleanliness and death, well, I mean, keeping yourself clean from diseases that would get attached to your skin, insects, bugs, humidity, and such is definitely a wonderful feeling and serves as another form of protection against all the aforementioned threats. Please vote for the affirmative. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Everyone, please send your votes to Lindy, the Zoom master. Timer, please give me 30 seconds.
That's 30 seconds.
Thank you so much, Hazel. Lindy?
The winner is Andrew.
Thank you so much. We'll now move on to our last debate. Our last debate resolution statement is designer or branded things are the best. Designer or branded things are the best. We have one debater, which is Raghunatha Raju. We are looking for another one.
Here.
Who said that?
Aye. Mario.
Lindy, I need one more question. Oh, Mario, perfect. I'm going to do a coin toss, Mario. Heads or tails, Mario?
Tails.
It is tails. What do you want?
I give the honor to Raghunatha. Raghunatha
Raghu,
Raju,
what do you
sorry.
want?
Against.
Raghu, what do you want?
Against.
Okay, perfect. Timer, please give us 2 minutes.
One question. What was the question? Because I misheard it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Branded or designer things are the best. Branded or designer things are the best.
Timer's having an earthquake in her sheet.
Apologize. Trying to put the thing in chat.
Let us know in 2 minutes. Thank you.
2 minutes.
We'll now move on to our debate. Mario, you're going for. It's all you, Mario.
Gucci, Prada, Versace. These are the most pronounced, most prevalent, and well recognized brands all over the world. Why should we wear these types of clothes? Well, it's simple. You want style. You want elegance. You want something that stands out. When you see that person on the street, you know that catches your eye. It means that you're doing something good in life, something good for them. Over the course of mankind, starting in the medieval ages, you would see the noble people were wearing elegant clothes from skinned animals, something rare, something that stands out. And over time, it developed that we have fancy clothes branded that is well recognized and well foreseen by everyone. It means you are doing something in life, you're a big hotshot, and things go from there. So definitely wear branded clothes means you're doing great in life, and don't settle for some low life thrift store, $1 store, because you know you can do better. Put in the effort and it will pay off. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mario. Raghu, 1 minute for your rebuttal. Raghu.
My dear Mario, does it matter? Clothes, $2, $5, $10. Still is a t-shirt. How does it matter? It's just to cover my body. And the name of fashion, what are we doing today? Just increasing the value of the product, which has the same manufacturing value other than anything else. Pick up anything, when you compare it, the manufacturing value is the same. The only thing that matters is the brand name. The brand name is just the mind game we are doing. We talked about how it started from the medieval age that people started wearing rich clothes. But did it matter the brand? It was just something that came up in 19th century just to play the games and to boost the economy of some rich man, not us. I would say it doesn't matter the brand that you're wearing. What matters is, are you wearing the clothes or not?
Thank you so much, Raghu. Your 2 minutes. Why you are against?
Simple example. In India, people used to use salt or coal in earlier days to brush their teeth. And the Colgate comes in India and starts branding, saying that Colgate is the best toothpaste that you can use. Just avoid using salt, avoid using coal and everything. And guess what? In recent days, they have this advertisement. Does your paste have salt? Does your paste have charcoal in it? And where are we going? Just the brand building game. It's just a mind game, my dear friend. Doesn't matter. If you're going after brands, you're just wasting your money. End of day, are you using it properly? Whether it's a toothpaste or a t-shirt or a pant, what matters is you have to use it for the purpose that you're buying it for. The rest is just you're making the person richer, not you. Use your money properly, and you can be richer if you don't go after brands. As Warren Buffett has said, if you buy something that you don't need, you will sell something that you actually need. So be economical and just follow these three things. When you're buying something, buy something that's unique, buy something that's durable, buy something that has premium fabric quality in clothes and premium quality in other products that you're buying. That's the only thing that matters. Rest all is just a mind game that people are playing with your mind. Mario.
Thank you, Raghunatha. Mario, your rebuttal.
I understand that with today's society, there's three types of people. There's the lower class, middle, and higher class. And with branded names, some people want to stand out. Some people want to wear the higher level clothes. Why? Because it fits their image. When you show up to work, you're not going to show up in a swimsuit unless you're a lifeguard. You're not going to show up at a swimming pool you wearing a suit because you're not a lifeguard. So you have to have branded clothes, even if they're not just your business or fitting for your profession, but also something that fits with you, how you can use it for your everyday life. Sometimes it's not everything about quality, but there is something to a brand. A brand brings recognition, brings value, and it gives you safety in the name. It's not all about being safe. It's about standing out. Or two.
Thank you so much. Raghunatha, your closing.
Let's not waste money on buying branded clothes. What I would say is buy quality products. That's what matters end of day. Whether it is the water that you're buying, whether it's the clothes that you're buying, the paste, or anything, don't go after brands. Just do your research and buying quality things. Don't depend upon the brand for the quality, because sometimes what they're selling you is sham. When you come to certain countries, you see that whatever the product is, they might have the things that are not good for your health. Because you believed in the brand, you're being duped on the name brand. So don't go after brand. Just buy what you think is quality and drop the brand name. What matters is, are you able to live properly with the money that you have? It doesn't matter whether you're rich, poor, or a middle class. What matters is, do you have healthy living? That's what matters end of the day, doesn't it?
Thank you so much, Raghunatha. Mario, you're closing.
Sure, it gives more security in life, but how do you explain that recyclable clothes or those of lower quality actually fall apart and don't last just as long as you would with branded clothes? Because yes, many branded clothes can be sham, but it also is important to keep in mind that it's not all about long lasting and recyclable, but there's also brands that of lower prices actually can benefit us greatly if we know how to search the market, if we know the market and know how to implement it to our beneficial. You can still use branded clothes, but they don't have to carry the same logo, because you have some offshoot brands that are similar to those that have the same value at a lower price.
Thank you so much, Mario. Everyone, please send your votes to Lindy in private chat. Timer, please give me 30 seconds.
That's 30 seconds.
Thank you so much. Lindy, can you announce the results?
Mario, in spite of your stunning style, Raghunatha swept the vote. Raghunatha wins this round.
Thank you so much, everyone.
We'll now take your feedback. How was the experience for you? Poonam, you want to go first? How was your experience?
I really enjoyed the meeting. It's a different setting. I have not been to a Toastmasters meeting that was just debates. So this was kind of table topics, but in a debate setting. It was a new way to look at how to do table topics. I enjoyed the questions, and everybody did a fantastic job. So this was really a nice way to do a Toastmasters meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Poonam.
Raisuk, how was your experience? Tim?
We can't hear you, Lisuk. Still no sound.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Abhijit. Can't hear it, Lisuk. No sound.
Okay, no worries. Ayushi, how was your experience?
Hi, it was really an amazing experience. My apologies, I'm not able to turn on my camera because of some bandwidth issues. But I got a chance to listen to all of your debate and hear some excellent points on for and against the topic that you were given. And it was really my first debate in Toastmasters meeting ever. So it was really nice to see you all debating. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dipti, how was your experience, Dipti?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed the debate on different topics, and sometimes it's difficult to get good points for or against. But here again, the debaters they try to push themselves to win and really present some good points. That's really interesting. And especially, I like Judy Stain's pacing and vocal and thought chunk, pausing. I really liked her debating. Thank you, everyone, the participants. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dipti. Jamal, how was it for you?
It was fun. Now I'm thinking not to take a shower. I take a shower every day, but now I'm like, hey, I don't need to take a shower. I only need to take a shower when I sweat, not every day. So I just learned something new today while I was also working at the same time. It was really fun. So thank you so much.
Raghu, how was it for you?
A good experience. Actually, this is a good learning how we can do debates as part of a meeting. And I'm going to apply that in the clubs I'm a member of. And as such, I'm just back here to check out and join club back as a member. As a weekly membership, probably we should talk.
It'll be great to have you as a member, Raghunatha. Thomas, how was it for you?
Different for me, like most things here are. I'm a debater, but this is the first time I saw something like a hybrid between table topics and a debate. And I also liked how selflessly people like Jamal, decided to talk against the daily bath. There are so many sympathetic topics. So overcoming that, I think that's what I like best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. Vivian, how was it for you?
My goodness, Abhijit. By profession, what I do is alternative dispute resolution and mediation. You know what this did to my brain? It was like having to think from another planet. And yet, the benefit there is that debate allows people to see greater perspectives, that there are many other ways to look at the same picture. But my favorite topic was about the showering and deodorants because I am not a tall person. Riding the train at 6 p.m. is a nightmare when everybody's holding on to that strap at the top. I die when that happens. Deodorants work, Jamal, in the morning. At 6 p.m., it's just epic fail. So I was having a good laugh here. Thank goodness my mic was on mute. Again, different perspectives. The tall guy could always say, not my problem, you're short, girl. So thank you for today's debate. It blew my mind, literally, figuratively, and thank goodness not physically. Love you all. Great session.
Thank you so much, Vivian. I will now give it back to our president, Hazel. Hazel, it's all you.
Thank you so much, Abhijit. You executed a lovely debate for us here tonight. Thank you for introducing that to our club and bringing some professional demonstrators who have the experience to show us the ropes. I did not think I would enjoy this exercise, but it was rather engaging. So thank you. So I would like to connect with Linda Wu if she is still here. I did not see Linda Wu. She has fallen off.
Linda had a meeting. She was unable to stay the whole meeting.
Okay, well, she's on VPE and I just wanted to check in with her. I wanted to give a special warm welcome again to Thomas for being a brand new member to Professionally Speaking. Our other new member did not make it here tonight. And to all of our guests. Did you have something to say, Abhijit, about our other new member? No? Okay. So thank you again. I know he's already gone through and asked you how the meeting was. That was amazing. It was lovely to see Jamal here again. You really brought life to the party tonight. So we'd love for you to come and rejoin us anytime. Thank you. And Raisuk, I'm so sorry your camera did not work for you. Your mic was not working for you, but it's lovely to see you in our midst. Did you get it worked out? No? Okay, well, we'll catch you next time. Thank you to all of our debaters, and that was very courageous of you to be willing to flip a coin and take whichever side you got. I thought, oh, I'll plan in advance and I'll know exactly what I want my points are. But it's a whole different thing when it's impromptu like that, especially if you have strong feelings in the other direction. So anyway, our next meeting will be our traditional meeting. It'll be on the first Thursday of November from 6:30. So the second Thursday of
November 2nd.
Oh, November 2nd. You're confusing me, Lindy. It'll be on November 2nd. The first Thursday, we meet the first and the third Thursdays at 6:30. So we will have our 3 speakers and our 4 evaluators for each speaker. So we look forward to having you come back and join us. With that, it is the top of the hour, and if there are no other items, then I'd like to adjourn this meeting. Please hang around for a few minutes and visit. Lindy has included the link to register on Eventbrite for our next meeting. We'd love to see you here.
I also want to let you know that our second meeting next month, our next variety meeting, is Rebecca P. Murray is coming, and she is going to teach us to listen like a leader. So we look forward to that. She's a bundle of fun.
Thank you for that.
Mario, how was your experience, Mario?
My debate debut, you could call it the debut, portmanteau of both. We're holding a speakathon late November in our club, and I tried desperately to convince people for it to be hybrid so I can invite you guys, but they say, oh no, technical difficulties too much. So I had to give in to in person. Otherwise, my club in Slovenia, hi everyone, I'm from Slovenia, it's 5 a.m. right now. Anyway, we're organizing a mentorship workshop. I'm one of the VPs in my club. Oh, sorry, one of the VPs. I'm the VP of my club, and my sister club's VP, we're combining with Sravanti Valampati, that's District 10 in Ohio, will be leading the workshop. And I'm going to share this is an invitation to all of you guys. It's a mentorship workshop, and everybody's welcome to join. It's going to be a hybrid meeting. So if you guys, well, and I only shared it to one person. If you guys want to and can make it and would like to learn something new about mentorship, are duly invited. This is not a promo because it's all free and it's open to everyone. So if you guys would like to join, here's my email. Anyway, great meeting. Glad to be back after a long time. And if I weren't a triple member, I would have already joined this club. Maybe when it expires, I'll transfer, or I don't know, I'll see how I feel like it. But if I'm still here at 5 in the morning, means there is a promise, perspective. So yeah, it's good to see old faces, Vivian, Judy, and a lot. So that is all from my side. Over back to you.
Thank you so much, Mario. Thank you, everyone. See you again in 2 weeks. It's again on November 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Abhijit, may the District 101 big event you're doing this Saturday, may it go really well. We'll be thinking of you and cheering you on.
Thank you so much, Lindy.
Before you guys close the meeting, I just want to send something.
What's the time now in Slovenia?
5 a.m. You guys are what, California? No, well, you're PT, so that's 9 hours difference. We're 9 hours ahead, so crunch the numbers. I mean, this isn't my first rodeo, so
The file came through and your email. Thank you.
Awesome. So
Raghunath,
is this a wrap up? Is this a wrap up? Everybody's leaving, or can we
the wrap
just
up.
hang?
we've been adjourned. Feel free to go back to bed.
It's time for waking up and then going for some exercise. Probably.
All right.
Great.
You can use some brand clothes.
Bye.
Raghunatha, before you go, I have a technical VPE question. When someone gives their DTM project to a club, it doesn't show up on the board, someone's telling me. So what is the process for submitting it?
Okay, the DTM project it is just like any other project. So they can go and close it. So there is no approval that comes to the VPE for closing that project. What they have to do is they have to fill a form with all the details. When did they complete their 2 parts? When did they complete their officer thing? And then whether they have completed their mentoring, sponsorship, or whatever the things. There will be dates assigned to each one. And then finally, it has to be signed by one of the club officers and emailed to educationprogram@toastmasters.org.
Okay.
When it's done,
They fill out the form, they sign it, they get an officer to sign it, and then it gets mailed to the education department at Toastmasters.
right. So
that's the information along.
I'll send you an example of one of my forms that I recently submitted, so that will help you.
Okay, thank you. I'm just trying to help someone else, so I appreciate it very much.
Sure.
I sent a link to what Raghunatha just said.
Oh,
wow.
Speedy. Thank you.
Thank you.
In fact, there's one project which is not mentioned in the paths. That's a hidden one. Only after you do that, you get the DTM, apart from the 2 pathways. I learned it with 3 months loss.
I think that's what I'm asking about, is that DTM
Yes.
project. Yeah, that
It's
hidden.
a DTM project. So when you do, are you
Apart
saying that
from
the
apart
person
from the-
completed the DTM project?
Apart from the 2 pathways, outside that, there is a project one has to do, which is
Mentors?
not shown in pathways.
So Lindy, did the person complete the DTM project?
Apparently, it's not mine, and it's not this club. It's someone asked me, and I was trying to find a resource to help them.
I'll tell you. First thing is, I'll tell you, if they didn't, there's a way to get it activated. They need to send an email to education program. And then if they're completed, the form that needs to be filled. I'll send you both the details. You can pass
Okay,
it.
thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming, Thomas. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
Sure.
And
Sure.
we'll be in touch. And Vivian, thank you for coming. Raghunatha, we look forward to having you with us more often. Mario, you're a love to come so early in the morning. Jamal, come and dance with us anytime.
Yeah.
We'd like to have you here when you're not dancing and teaching that. Lesuk, it's a pleasure to have you. Karen, I hope your ankle feels better soon. Elena, thank you for setting up in person and running the show. And and Lawrence, thank you for coming in and out and being so persistent, trying to make it work. Dipti, same to you. Thanks for being here. With that, I am going to wish you all a good evening and adjourn.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Flying kisses.